Hey guys, Bada Bing here. Once again I'm going to be reviewing another Tokyo Marui gas blowback pistol. This is the Umbrella Corporation Albert Wesker Model 1 Performance Model. With a name like that, it doesn't leave many words left over in the dictionary, does it? It's like I'm reading off the title of the Mother of Dragons. Anyway, the insert long name was provided by Wolf Armouries for this review, and they've been a massive help by lending me things to talk about. Cheers guys. This is another pistol belonging from TM's Resident Evil family. It's essentially a Beretta M9, but with the flashy custom Resident Evil design elements. Wow, does this box look great or what? It doesn't go overboard, but it is tastefully done. Before you remove the lid, it lets you know that there's something special inside. Just by going by what it looks like, it nails the kind of vibe you get when you watch those Mila Jovovich movies. I can't quite remember the name of them, but they aren't particularly very good. Underneath, we're greeted with another piece of Umbrella Corporation advertising, posing as a feature presentation within a survival magazine. It's not just a new handgun you're getting, it's a whole experience. On a side note, TM have gone downhill in the last few years by neglecting to include those lineup catalogues with every new gun. That's something I really miss, and they really need to bring those back. The pistol is nestled under the manuals, of which the standard US M9 is included, among the other target sheets, warranty cards, and some cool QR code stickers. As per usual, the small box houses the muzzle cap, sample BBs, and dry fire pieces. The pistol itself has the Res Evil Biohazard look to it. Aside from the faux stainless outer barrel, everything else is matte black. The build quality is very good, no rattling or play between the slide and the frame. As soon as I lifted it out of the box, I was expecting it to be similar to the last Marui Beretta I held back in the mid-2000s. Man, has it been that long? It has some weight to it. Sure, it's all plastic, however it's still got that heft to it, and the magazine isn't even inserted yet. Western Arms Berettas had a more realistic weight to them, and despite them having a plastic construction as well, they were better replicas than TM's in that regard because of that heavier weight. This newer generation M9s are looking good to me so far. The frame interestingly has a different texture in comparison to the slide. Its surface is rough, like it's had kind of a phosphate finish applied. It's still plastic, so I'd expect it to go all shiny with prolonged use, but it's still a clever design element that enhances the overall finish. The 20mm accessory rail runs the entire length of the slide, compared to the standard Beretta, which falls short. There's plenty of room to mount accessories, including this GMP LAM 1000 clone and this Surefire X300 clone. Speaking of which, it looks awesome with this setup. The checkering is completely different to the one found on the M9, or even the M9A1. They've gone their own way with the diamond pattern. The grips are similar to the Biohazard grips on their other Res Evil Berettas, but this one features the Umbrella logo instead of the Stars Raccoon City Police badge. On the heel of the frame, the grips extend further downward, prohibiting the use of a lanyard. Towards the rear of the frame, there's an enlarged beaver tail. I don't really know what to make of it, but it's there nonetheless. I wouldn't worry too much about getting slide bite on an airsoft gun. The slide reminds me of the old Tactical Master that TM introduced back in 2000. I had one of those back in the day. Actually, I had a few over the years. The slide has serrations at the front and on the rear, just like on the Tac Master. Between them is the Umbrella Corporation engraving. The 3-dot sights are cool and easy to pick up. I could be wrong, but they look like they're molded onto the plastic slide. Yep, definitely part of the slide. That's not so good. The outer barrel is plastic, and in the shorter Brigadier length. It has a stainless steel finish too, obviously. Another throwback to the Tac Master is the skeletonized hammer. Is it weird that I've missed this feature? I think it's cool. It's no surprise that all the functions are tactile, audible, clicky, and positive. Every TM pistol I've encountered have been this way. Function checking the components reveals nothing that could let me down. You can access the now adjustable hop-up unit in the place where you would usually find it, by removing the slide. While we're here, it's important to point out that the slide lock catches onto the metal piece just in front of the blowback unit, so that's going to be durable. The magazines are unchanged from way back when I first owned them. They hold 26 BBs and weigh 262 grams each. My past experience with these magazines are positive. A 14-year-old me had dropped these many a time without any serious damage, so they are well built. I'm actually still missing one that I lost at Ambush Chobham over 10 years ago. If you find it, let me know. It's got my name on it and everything. I'll be using Abbey 144A gas in this pistol, which was kindly donated to me by Wolf Armouries. Yep, they really are looking after me here. The pistol shoots just as I expected it to on 144A, and it gives you a respectable shooting experience. The slide produces a clean and smooth cycle, identical to TM's other Beretta M9 pistols. I keep thinking though that if they used a larger diameter bore cylinder, the resulting blowback would create a stronger feedback. The HK45 and USP9 are prime examples of this. The performance 144A gives you is definitely more peace of mind than a, man, this thing is a monster. You could use this fuel in this pistol forever, something that cannot be said for higher pressure gas, which could spell problems later on. But I know I've taken risks before with my own Tokyo Marui gas blowbacks, and no doubt some of you have too. I'll just leave this disclaimer here so we're all on the same page when it comes to manufacturer recommendations. At the end of the day, if you buy one of these, it's down to you what you put through it. I've used green gas in TM's older Berettas in the past and they produced thrilling results. The mileage using 144A gas was a pleasing 106 shots before the gas tank was out. This has no practical bearing, seeing as you never have to go that long without topping up the gas. But if it's anything to go by, the TM M&P9L I reviewed earlier was into its 70s when it exhausted its gas reserves, and the TM M45A1 I previously looked at was only capable of 50 cycles at the most. With the capacity of these magazines, the pistol will easily fire off all 26 rounds in one go, no problemo. I love the trigger. I'm a big fan of hammer-fired single and double-action pistols. As the Beretta 92FS platform was the first style of gas blowback pistol I cut my teeth with, the trigger performance leaves no room for second-guessing. It's all positive. The take-up on the double-action is as cool and smooth as ice cream, with just the right amount of gravity to determine its breaking point. Following the shot, the reset is excellently short and announces itself with an audible tick. Single action pull is equally as short, but the thing is, the wall is less defined. You know it's coming, just a hair backwards, and it's gone. As this all takes place in such a small area of operation, rapid-fire shots are dead easy to smoke through, and it'll all be a dominating force when you're taking the fight room to room. Unfortunately, for the limited time I have to test this pistol, the weather was annoyingly blustery. I was constantly being bombarded by wind. The one time when it died down enough to take some shots at 20 meters, it decided to start raining and tear up the paper as much as I was. So the grouping here isn't that impressive to report on. Likewise, throwing BBs against the wind with Jeff's Bio 3s left this grouping here, with gusts swaying the BBs wide right of the paper. It's immensely infuriating for a reviewer, but what can you do? It is what it is. The Tokyo Marui Albert Wesker Model 1. I think it's a good looking pistol. The M9 Beretta style handguns have fell out of favour with a lot of people, and you don't tend to see them around anymore. Bit of a shame if you ask me. Not only do you get a fancy looking blaster, but with this purchase you're also bathing in the mystique of the Biohazard Resident Evil lore. It all begins with the stellar looking box and bonus material. It's well built, with a tidy looking finish. The grip is comfortable to hold, with the impressive weight and balance. The magazine gives you a decent capacity of 26 rounds. It also has a decent gas efficiency. The accuracy is looking to be on par with every other TM gas blowback pistol out of the box. The shooting action is smooth and reliable. The trigger is fantastic. It features a working decocking lever and a handy 20mm accessory rail. Their M9 system has been out for a while, so aftermarket upgrades are already present. And as I've had 4 or 5 of these handguns in the past, I can speak to their overall performance and reliability. The bad news that I can see here immediately would be the price. They aren't cheap, much like TM's other prestige Biohazard handguns. The build, as solid as it is, it's still plastic, and some airsofters or collectors won't like that. Coinciding with the materials comes with the recommended low-powered gas. The performance using 144A doesn't raise any pulses. Due to the extended grips, it lacks a lanyard loop, the iron sights are not removable and are moulded onto the slide. I find the beaver tail to be too long, and I have to adjust my grip to thumb the hammer. And lastly, although it's not really a fault of the gun per se, but it's a very niche pistol. I doubt you'd have milsim or realism players lining up to buy this thing, as it's very much a collector or cosplayer piece. The Resident Evil Biohazard element has a fairly narrow target audience. Is it worth it? Well, you'd have to be the judge of that. I could certainly make it work for me. If I were to take it to a game right now, I know it would do well, especially with several spare magazines. If you're into it and not intimidated by handing over the extra funds for a crazy looking zombie killer, why not? If you're choking on your own rage at the price, then no, it's probably not going to be your thing, but I can thoroughly recommend their standard M9s. Follow the link within the description where you can buy either one for yourself. Big thanks to Wolf Armouries for helping me keep my channel going with all these cool items, and thanks to you guys at home for watching. If you enjoyed this, why not show the love by hitting the like, and you can stay up to date with my latest videos by subscribing. Lots of interesting things to come, and I hope to see you then. For regular updates, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in a bit.